Hammer Gang. Cause we always hit the nail on the head. What's going on, my Miami Hurricane family? What's going on? What's going on, Judge Juno? What's going on, boss? Got Chaos. What's going on, 863? Kane Gang. What it do, boss? What's going on, Phil? How you doing, man? Y'all talking about betting. I doubt y'all gonna bet against each other because we all Canes over here. What's going on, Jay Play? What's going on, boss? Gang. So we're gonna start it off a little bit spicy this morning, man. It's gonna be a little bit spicy, man. ESPN is with the disrespect already. The disrespect. It's real, man. When it comes to ESPN, you know they ain't our biggest fan, so it is what it is. But ESPN just dropped they updated the top 25. You know they had all the Big Ten teams and all those guys still in there. Well, they made an update. They added Florida State. Florida State is ranked number 16 on there, while Miami is not even in the top 25. I'm telling you, man, when it comes to ESPN, the hate is real. The hate is real. They show Miami no love, none whatsoever. Cynthia, what's going on? She said 55-12 or 49-12. I can't wait. Yeah, I say Miami scored 45 points or more. I won't give UAB more than 14 points. That's how I'm going with my prediction. Say around 45-13. I'll give them a touchdown and 2 field goals, but nothing more. If they even get that, to be honest with you. Yeah, ESPN, they love to televise us. Hurricane Millie going above and beyond. He say 63-17. It's all possible, man. I mean, Scrimmage just passed. Derek King putting up great numbers. That last scrimmage, he went above and beyond. Now, if you heard Manny Diaz's post-game interview, he said basically that he wanted to start it off like in a hostile environment, like Miami down 24-0. He was trying to basically emulate UAB. Based on how UAB was playing, they wanted to see, how Miami would do being 24 down, and Derek King went ham. Derek King went crazy. 330-yard passing off of 24 for 34. Then he had on the field, on the ground, rushing 84 yards. So over 400 yards of total yards for him. Offense was looking amazing, man. Now defense gonna have to, step up a little bit, especially on that kind of offense, because we're going to be seeing a lot of teams running that spread offense this season, that fast tempo offense. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think our offense is going to be top notch. Our defense probably be, a little bit average or above average. That's what I'm getting right now from all the scrimmages and stuff. But like I said, ESPN, we're going to run through this. We're going to run through the ESPN thing real quick. Like I said, they're not high on Miami right now. And everybody know they haven't been high on Miami for a long time.
I need soda.
No, you go to your room.
Where's my soda?
All right, hold on. Let me share it with y'all so it'll be a lot easier to run through. Yep, ESPN going crazy, man. They always do. Here come Rose, FSU Rose. Yeah, he come with the fuckery. He come with the fuckery. Whatever King did against our defense, he gonna do 3 times against Florida State defense. Oh,
Please, Tati. Please.
yeah, I think when ESPN compiled these top 25s, I don't think they put, all the updates that we did in the offseason on there. Because right now, they basically just going off what happened last season. It's a FS Pooh is pathetic. Yeah. All right, let me see. So starting out on top 25, this is from ESPN's updated. There's no Big Ten teams in here. There's no Pac-12 teams in here. This has all been updated by them. So number 25, they got Texas Tech. Number 24, South Carolina. Ole Miss at 23. Memphis at 22. And Baylor at 21. Kansas State, number 20. Kentucky, 19. North Carolina at 18. Iowa State, 17. And then you got Florida State at 16. I don't know how they got there. I don't know who they paid to get in this top 25, but okay. Then you got TCU, 15. 14, Virginia Tech. Louisville at 13. Oklahoma State, 12. And Notre Dame at 11. Now to wrap up the top 10, you got Texas A&M, UCF. Number 8, you got Texas. 7, you got Oklahoma. 6, you got Florida Gators. LSU at number 5, and Auburn number 4. Georgia at number 3. Alabama at number 2. And Clemson sitting at number 1. Go figures. So that's how ESPN rounding out their top 25. They ain't put Miami in there. Now, if you go to any other top 25 other than ESPN, Miami is in everybody's top 25. So you just go to show that ESPN got a thing for us. They got a thing for us. They like putting us at the underdog. They love to hate us, and then they hate to love us because they can't stop watching us. They know no matter how bad we do, they still got to talk about us. Yeah, but that's how ESPN rocking, man. That's how they doing us. Yeah, like I said, that we ain't had a great season last season, and that's pretty much what they basing it off. They ain't basing it off none of the updates that's going on. They ain't right, Eric. They need us, boss. They need us. We make their ratings go up every time they talk about us. That's all they do is talk about us. If you ask any other team, how many other teams making money for ESPN off 30s for 30s? You can't even watch them 30 for 30s without paying that. I think it's like $5.99 a month subscription. What other college team is making them that money? See what they basing FSU off. They basing FSU off they returning how many talent they got returning compared to us and starters and stuff like that. We had we had linebackers that started 4 years and now they're gone. So they don't really have much stats on, Sam Brooks and all those other guys. So that's what they're doing. They basically, trying to chop us down to see if we're going to build back up. But we're not even going to worry about what ESPN got to say, though. We're going to let them slide because, they was a little bit higher on us last season and we kind of proved them wrong. So, it is what it is. Boss, the turnover chain ain't going nowhere. The turnover chain is not going nowhere. The turnover chain right now is making Miami a lot of money. Money. You know how much merchandise is being sold? How many chains are being made? How many T-shirts? How many Adidas shirts you see with that chain on it? That turnover chain ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. I don't know about you, but I got about two shirts with that turnover chain, 2 Adidas shirt with that turnover chain. That turnover chain is making money for Miami. It ain't going nowhere. They're already talking about the new turnover chain, which UAB game, you will be seeing a new turnover chain. So that turnover chain ain't going nowhere. I understand what you're saying. It might feel like a distraction to you, but at the end of the day, it gives the defense a little bit more urgency, a little bit more push to play harder. So that turnover chain ain't going nowhere. The turnover chain ain't the problem. It's consistency. What's going on? Get down. How you doing, boss? Said Miami should chill with all that smack talking until y'all win the ACC championship. FSU should just shut up as a whole, but that ain't gonna happen. So let us talk our talk. Y'all don't worry about what we doing. Y'all worry about getting back to the ACC championship because you got a big brother sitting up on top of y'all right now, and they seem like they're not gonna move for a while. So y'all don't worry about what Miami doing. Remember, y'all say we on the coastal side, we on the easy side. So we'll get to the ACC championship sooner or later. But y'all worry about that big tiger that's been sitting on y'all chest for the last 6-7 years. Don't worry about Miami. I never really bet on games, so I know I know Uncle Lou and them always talk about there's a website, I think it's called Bet Now, but you probably have to Google that. Google Bet Now, because I know Uncle Lou and what's his name? And Pigskin Pete, they always talking about using Bet Now. So might want to Google Bet Now and see if you can, you can bet on games if you want to. If that's what you want to do. But me personally, I don't bet on games. I'll make bets with, friends and stuff like that. But as far as doing it, betting on odds and stuff like that, trying to meet point spread, which team going to win by this much, that much, and stuff like that, I don't actually bet on games. You say Florida Gators killing FSU. Right now, the only thing they killing FSU in is recruiting because they're not playing each other this season unless somehow they meet in the playoffs, or which that ain't gonna happen, or in a bowl game or something if they have bowl games. Other than that, Florida and Florida State not playing this year. Which speaking of Florida though, Florida do have the easiest schedule in the SEC. The toughest games they will play this season will be LSU and Georgia. Other than that, they should walk through their schedule. You said T2Y, do you believe that Ed Reed will be on the sideline during the games? I think as many games as he's available, if he doesn't have a busy schedule, he'll be there. But as far as being at every game, I can't say. I'm not sure. That's a question you would have to ask Ed Reed. What's his schedule looking like? Because when he did accept this job, he did tell the people of Miami that he will not be here all the time. So that's a question, you'd have to ask Ed Reed. That's a question you'd have to find out about his schedule. You say you want to play Florida in the bowl game. The only bowl game I want to play Florida in is a national championship. That's plain and simple. That's plain and simple because the goal is national championship. The goal is to make it to the playoffs, make it to the national championship. So that's my goal. Every season I want to see us try to make it. We come up short a lot, but hey, that's going into every season. That's the goal: make it to the national championship and win that motherfucker. So that's basically what we're looking at. Now, if we end up to make it there and Florida's there, then hey, that's tough. Yeah, Phil say he think Florida's going undefeated. Tell that to Slim Shady Kane. Slim Shady Kane say Florida going 5-5. Yeah, that's tough. He's tough on Florida. So they got the Clemson Tigers at number 1. We played them week 4. That's gonna be a tough game, man. Some say ESPN not hating. Polls are based off last year records and how many starters are returning. Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. We just got to go out there right now and prove them wrong. Like I said earlier, they don't put in all the stuff that we did in the off season. So right now, those polls really mean nothing. I mean, like I said, other than all of the other except for ESPN, every other poll we're in there. We're in the top 15, top 20. Some of them were in the top 25. But, we're in ESPN basically. You say Missouri been killing Florida. Shoot, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, like I said, this season, anything is possible, man. This is not your normal season. At any given moment, somebody could be injured. Somebody could be out for 2 weeks on COVID-19 stuff. So this ain't gonna be a normal season where you could, get up one day and say, "Oh, we're gonna win this game." You can't make predictions like that this season around. You can't just go and look at all the teams you play and say, "Oh, we're gonna win this one, we're gonna win that, and that one. We're gonna be, 10-1, we're gonna be 9-2, and nothing like that." We can't do that right now. We got to go game by game. If Miami go out there and beat the brakes off UAB, which I think we will, and then come back and we got 4 or 5 of our starters that test positive, then the next 2 games we will not have these guys. So that could impact the game a lot. So when you're making your predictions, at this moment, you got to take them game by game. It's going to be game by game. Now, if you want to make a prediction based on nobody getting injured and nobody testing positive, you could do that too. FSU say Miami losing at least 4 games. I'll tell you one thing: if we do lose 4 games, it won't be to the FSU Seminoles. One of those losses won't be to y'all. Say Florida beat Missouri last season. What the F y'all talking about? I'm guessing Jeremy is a Florida fan. Like I said, Florida got the easiest schedule when it comes to the SEC. They should basically go undefeated if they beat Georgia, Texas A&M, and LSU. Them the only games that probably will be challenging. And who knows? They might have a slip up against Tennessee. Who knows? But Florida have the ability this season to go undefeated. long as they get past Georgia. So they thought Tennessee was going to mess up everything. Yeah, I've been hearing stuff about Tennessee, something about 44 players not sitting out and something. And then I was listening to BVD, who is he's a Tennessee YouTuber. So he was saying that basically 44 players are not out, this and that. It's like the media trying to push stories. So when they put out titles like that, everybody's gonna run and click to it so they get their ratings. But according to BVD, Tennessee does not have 44 players that's gonna be out, or not even 40. Phil, what's going on, Sergeant A10? Say ain't nobody beating my Bulldogs. Well, first of all, your Bulldogs don't have a quarterback, sir. Y'all could be as high as you want on JT Daniels and Mathis, but when it comes down to it, these guys ain't no Jamie Newman. They ain't no Jamie Newman. Right now, DJ Daniels is not even cleared for contact. Right now, at y'all practice, they basically just touching him or pulling his little flag. But he ain't. Y'all gonna be in for a whole season, man. Y'all gonna be in for it. Y'all quarterback play is suspect right now. Yo, what's going on, Ridden? How you doing? He said UG gay. UG gay. Oh my God. He said you gay ain't got no quarterback. He said Newman has done that. Yeah, Newman came in there. Said, you know what? I don't need to play this season, man. I'm gonna get drafted regardless. Why should I come and play for Georgia when I could just go straight to the league? He probably got agents. He probably got families in his ear like, bro, you don't need to play. You're going to be a first, second round draft pick regardless if you play or not. Why risk anything? You get injured, you catch COVID or something like that. You don't have to play. Unfortunately for Georgia, that's the scenario. You don't have to play. And you can't really blame a player for knowing that they're going to be drafted regardless, that they don't have to play. Now, speaking of drafted, couple of Miami players did get cut from NFL teams yesterday. I'm not going to run through the list, but a few notable names is like Chad Thomas and Jeff Thomas. Jeff Thomas got cut yesterday. He didn't make the cut for the New England Patriots. But a lot of us, we was hoping and praying for Jeff Thomas because, his whole situation in Miami. But unfortunately for him, it didn't play out. So he might end up on a practice squad or, something like that. But, that's something that we see happen all the time. A lot of these players, they leave they third year when they should have came back their senior year. Because don't get me wrong, some of these guys are ready. Some of these guys are ready for the NFL on their third year. But some of those guys, we could clearly see, hey, you're doing great, but come back for your final season and, top off your stats, top off your tapes. So, NFL teams won't just, pick you up after the draft and, throw you to the side. Stay your last year. Be you a great tape. That way, when you do get drafted, you get a contract with it, not just, try to make a team and get cut. I mean, it is what it is. Slim Shady with the $5 donation. To say, I told Uncle Lou he can have the Tatum if he wants him to play quarterback. Oh, you mean Tate Martell? You talking about Tate Martell? Oh my God, you try to give him Tate Martell. Oh man, I'm pretty sure Miami wouldn't miss him, but hey, that's a touchdown for the channel, man. Thank you, Slim, for the $5 donation. Oh Oh man, trying to give away Tate Martell. I mean, this season we could probably use Tate Martell. With this whole COVID thing, you might do get to see Tate Martell at receiver somewhere, or probably even quarterback, depending on how bad this COVID thing gets. Now, if everything runs smoothly, you'll probably see Tate Martell get a couple snaps receiving wise, but I don't think he getting behind that. I don't think he gonna get no snaps at quarterback. To be honest with you, I think Tate Martell should just this season, if he don't get no snaps at quarterback, I think he should just get the bigger picture. Just hit that transfer portal. Find a smaller school or something to get some play time in, because it's looking rough for you right now in Miami. I'm guessing this guy's a Clemson fan. Oh yeah, he got a Clemson picture and everything. Travis Etienne running Miami out of the stadium. We'll see, boss. We'll see. I ain't got no trash to talk to Clemson. Right now. When I see what our offense and defense is looking like against UAB, LSU, and Florida State, then I can decide. And plus, I'll get to see what Clemson is doing also. Then I'll get to decide my level of trash talk when it comes to you Clemson fans. Well, that Miami versus Clemson game, I'm gonna try to see if I can set up a show with Pigskin Pete, so we can talk some Miami and Clemson football games. Oh man, we got another Seminole in the house. What's going on, Pat? 1984. What's going on, Pat? How you doing, boss? You say Clemson fans, where? You know that rock that they've been under for about 15 years or so. They finally came out. That's what winning do to you. When you start winning games, you start seeing fans. They feel proud to show themselves. Put Clemson in the hole for the next 5 to 10 years, and you'll see how many Clemson fans disappear. Now, but when it comes to Pigskin Pete, he's a diehard, so he'll be around. If Clemson start losing and don't win again, he'll still be around. So it is what it is. Now fans like Mr. Jacksapole or whatever, the little troll, the Clemson troll that comes in here all the time, talk trash, he'll disappear for sure. Or he'll change his name and change his picture, and next thing you know, you'll see he has Miami logos and Miami everything. Cause he an undercover Miami fan, to be honest with you. Yo, what's going on, Coach? How you doing, boss? 904. Say, I have respect for Clemson, but you're sadly mistaken if you think this will be anything like the last two matchups. Right. They love to say Miami live on the past, but that's what they're doing right now. They living in the past. Look at y'all offense, look at y'all defense and everything like that. And compare it to the last couple of times y'all played us. It ain't the same. And Miami ain't the same team from those last two times. So it'll be interesting to see, what that game looked like. But as far as the Clemson game, I ain't got nothing to say about that until I see what we do against these other three games before them. You say Jax is hilarious. I think you meant to say delusional, but hilarious, yeah, we'll take that too. Keem make Tate obsolete because he doesn't he does everything Tate can do 10 times better. Right. I mean, Tate is very mobile, but as far as running and throwing, he has nothing on King, basically. It is what it is. Everlasting Chaos. Good morning, sir. How you doing, boss? I ain't see you in a minute, man. I think you're a Georgia fan, if I'm not mistaken. So AR10, you do got some company today. I'm surprised SEC dog ain't woke yet either. Do you think 8 will score over 14? I don't even give them 14 points. I gave them 13, so I don't think they should. I don't think Miami should allow them to score 14 points or more. But if they do, I wouldn't go past 17. I wouldn't go past 17. But my initial prediction for that is Miami 45, UAB 13. I'm giving them two. I'm giving them a touchdown and 2 field goals. Say pretty sure Clemson is replacing 4 starters on the offensive line. It could be a long day for Sunshine. Right. As long as our guys make it to that game healthy, with no problems, Trevor Lawrence gonna have a long game against us. Trust me, because like he said, the offensive line got to step up, and our defensive line is proven. So we'll see. We'll see what we get that game. Now, hopefully our cornerbacks can shut down their wide receivers, or put up a fight the whole game. If they do, we got a great chance of winning that game. It say UAB studying the FIU tape, but that won't work. Man, we got a whole different offensive system right now. We ain't got that stuff. 38-7. That's not a bad one either. But yeah, studying UAB studying FIU tape. They don't got no tapes on Miami right now. The only thing they could do is go back to studying the SMU tapes for Reed Lashley. Otherwise, they can't really study Miami. They could study our defense. They could study defense because we got the same defensive coordinators for the past couple of years or whatever. So they could study defense, but offensive wise, how to stop us, they would have to go to SMU, and then they would have to for De'Aaron King, they would have to go all the way back to 2018 with Houston. So trying to get a good game plan to combat Miami is going to be tough for UAB. You say UAB is going to run the ball, keep Miami offense off the field. Well, the quarterback situation right now is iffy because they starting quarterback hurt his shoulder in the last game, so they might have no choice but to go to their running back more than often. But I think our defense will stop their running game. Yeah, man. For a minute, I thought 863 was Nipsey Hussle. I thought not Nipsey Hussle, somebody that looked like Nipsey Hussle. Until I saw that it was a picture of Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, when it comes to UAB, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed one bit. What they did against Central Arkansas to me was not impressive because the week before that, I watched Central Arkansas play Austin Peay, and it came down to the last plays of the game where they actually won. So for them to keep up with UAB like that, it's tough. Not to mention that they gave up 21 points off turnovers. 21 points. So they turned over the ball 3 times, and all 3 times the opponent scored 21 points. So, I mean, when they turned over the ball, it was short field, but nonetheless, your defense couldn't stop them to even make them put up a field goal or nothing like that. So their defense is not that strong. Yeah, and that was a concern for UAB the whole last season. I mean, I think they were what 8-5, 9-5 last season, something like that. but they turned over the ball, I think, like 29 times. So turnovers always plague them. All right, Pat, bro. Catch you later, man. Thank you for stopping through. You know, Pat's a FSU fan, man, but he always come through and show love. Now, Panama Jack, this is a green screen. This is a green screen. It's a green screen, man. It's a green screen. I found this online, and I fell in love with it because, you know, it got all them. Hold on, let me move it. It got everything Miami that I love, man. Got all the helmets, the jerseys, talking about Irvin, talking about Hester, everything. Even got, you know, Sean Taylor jerseys and everything up in there. So once I found this, plus I got a green screen behind me. So once I found this, I was like, this is Miami. Everything. I don't even know the word for it to say, but this is Miami all the way, man. I was like, you know what? I could build a background, or I could use the best looking background I ever seen anyway. So I'm not gonna build a background when I have the best one behind me already. Yo, what's going on, BB? Now BB's a Gator fan too, man. So BB, how you feeling about the Gator schedule? Slim Sadie Kane say he think y'all going 5-5 this season. I think y'all probably go undefeated or maybe 1 or 2 losses. But how you feeling about y'all Gator schedule? And speaking of the Gators, I guess some of their fans been seeing my Gator schedule prediction, my Gator schedule video or whatever, and they've been coming through there, man, cursing me out, telling me how many players they don't flip from Miami for the past 10 seasons and stuff like that. It's tough, man. Them Gator fans be butthurt. I did have one of them come through, cuss me out, called me all kind of bitch, called me all kind of this and that, just because I made a Gator schedule video. So they in their feelings right now. BB say he think the Gators going 10-1. And Sergeant AR-10 laughing at Slim Shady's prediction of 5-5. But like I said, the Gator schedule is easy. They could lose to Georgia or maybe LSU or maybe Texas A&M. Other than that, I think they win all the other games. But they got the possibility of going undefeated. They got the possibility of losing 1 or 2 games. This is what it is. Yeah, so, you know, it's typical. Right now, ESPN is disrespecting us as usual, as they do every season. So now we the major underdog in almost every game we play. I think they got Florida State beating us. I think it's like 71%. So they very high on everybody else but Miami right now. You say some shady crazy. No, what if the Gators do go 5-5 this season? You know we're not gonna let y'all hear the end of it. And oh yeah, according to according to 247 Sports, Miami is already starting to send out their 2022 recruiting, fan art. Well, recruit players art. They're starting to put those players on the front cover of like Madden or NCAA, 2022 or whatever. So they're trying to be creative because the other fan art that I seen where they was, trying to put the how you get the recruit and then you put their pictures and you make a whole art look all nice and neat for their recruitment. And then the one I seen was like a cartoon figure and the guy was just pointing at his back with his name on it. and everybody was like going in on it. Everybody was like, this art is trash, bro. Miami got to do better than that. So I guess the person that makes these art, which I think is a girl, I forgot her name, but I know her last name is Graham. But I guess she got a hold of all the bad feedback, and she went ahead and changed that. And so now when we send out our recruit, invite to these players or offers or whatever, it'll have them on the front cover of Madden or NCAA, whatever year it is or whatever. So that's a better look.
Got a fire pit out back. We've been like roasting stuff. Whoa, live! Way too close to the camera.
And oh yeah, I got a picture of that so you guys could actually see what I'm talking about. Y'all probably like, what the world is you talking about, T2Y? I'm talking about that right there. So whatever player they make offers to, the offer is gonna go out something like this. So you'll have the players. I'm pretty sure they'll have their numbers or whatever, and then they'll have them instead of the duck. Well, not duck. Instead of the ibis being right there, they'll have the player inside the helmet or something like that. And yeah, as you can see on the side, it say next big thing. The player's name. You have the whole PlayStation 5 controller and stuff like that. So that's how our offer is going to go out for 2022. And Release say, what's up, Green Man? Hey, Henry Lee, if you're gonna call me Green Man, you got to put the orange in there too. I'm not just green, I'm orange too, boss. It's orange and green all day. Yeah, but basically, Henry Lee called me green because when Florida State mess up or do something crazy and they make it into the media, I come on here and I drop a video and I clown them a little bit. So he think I'm green for doing that. But I ain't got no hate for Florida State, but I ain't got no love for them either. But I only hate Florida State 1 week of the year. That's pretty much it. 1 week of the year, and that's when we play them. When we play them, I can't stand them. But afterwards, it is what it is. Hey, whoever they play, I don't root against them. I don't necessarily, watch their games or anything like that after we play them. Or, it is what it is. But I ain't got no hate for Florida State, man. Some of the Florida State fans, they cool as hell. Me and Turn Tally, we've been cool for a minute, man. We've been chopping it up for a minute. So, other than talking trash, back and forth about the teams and everything like that, a lot of these Florida State fans are cool peoples, man. What are you talking about? BB say Georgia's going 8-3. Hey, this season with no quarterback is possible. Haitian Canes, what's going on, boss? Big boss in the building. Man, I saw that that tailgating party y'all had down there in Miami, man. I wanted to come down there so bad. I swear, if I ain't had all the kids with me, I'd have slide down there on y'all boys. Them boy had TD Boss and everybody down there. My homeboy Alex the Pope was down there. Everybody was down there, man. I don't know if you was on that night when I had Alex the Pope on here with me. But dude, man, that's my boy. You say Henry Lee still on you, man. Hey, it's all love, man. Henry called me green, but I understand where he coming from. That's his team. He think me talking about him going to affect they recruits and stuff like that. So I get where he coming from, but at the same time, when I drop videos on Florida State, it's for entertainment purposes, and it's still gonna come no matter what. So if they go out and they fuck up tomorrow, I will be dropping them videos on their ass. Yo, where we at? Where we at? Nah, bro, I despise FSU with a passion. Trust me, it's a lot of fans that despise them with a passion. I think it's a lot of they fans that despise us with a passion too. At the end of the day, though, it's all rivalry. You know, as long as we keep it rivalry between the teams and not personal, I'm cool with that. BB say JT Daniels trash. Have any of you guys seen a picture of JT Daniels? Dude, I swear to God, bro, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but dude look like a straight pedophile, bro. Dude got a little funny little mustache. Got a little funny little I don't even know what kind of dude that's called, bro. But Buddy looked like a straight pedophile. I'm gonna see if I can find the picture. JT Daniels looked like a straight pedophile, man. He looked like he should be playing for Penn State, if you ask me, or Notre Dame. One of them. He looked like he could be the next priest. Let me see if I can pull up JT Daniels real quick. That photos that been floating around of him, man. Oh God. See if I can make that a little bit bigger. But JT Daniels right now, he looking like a straight petty. That's JT Daniels, man. That boy look like a straight pedophile. Oh man. Oh, Slim Shady Canes with the $5 donation. He said, I got respect for the nose, but the Gators equals poop. Hey, thank you, Slim Shady, for the 305 donation. That's a touchdown for the channel. Yeah, but Buddy do look like a straight pedophile. Hold on, let me see what we got going on in the chat. Somebody tell me this dude don't look like a pedophile, man. Dang, you doing them like that, Phil? 2-9, God dang. You say change my opinion. Man, that's tough. Say Redhead say I hate the Gators more than I hate FSU. I want us to beat FSU, but I want the Gators to lose all the time because of the fans. I mean, unless we play the Gators, I really don't really care for them. Most of the time, I don't watch none of their games or anything, unless it's like, you know, when they play Georgia, just to see, because that game always have a lot of hype on it. But other than that, unless they play a team like an Alabama or an LSU or something like that, I normally don't watch the Gators because, you know, we don't play them all the time. The Gators has made this rivalry between them and Miami washed down. It used to be great when we play each other every season, but playing them every 4th season, it's like out of sight, out of mind. But with like Florida State, for instance, we play them every season, so it's an ongoing rivalry. It's you know, you beat us this season, but we coming back next season kind of thing. But with the Gators, they just caught a win of, you know, and now we got to wait 4 or 5 years to, you know, get revenge. So I don't really care for the Gators that much. Now, if they want to make it a every year thing, then we could, you know, then we could talk. But I don't really care for the Gators much. He said the Florida Lizards are trash. Hey, I ain't gonna argue with that. That's for BB and any other Gator fan that's in here to argue with you about that. But I ain't gonna argue with you about that. But that's JT Daniels, man. Dude look like a straight petty. Hey, Sergeant AR-10, what's the name of y'all other quarterback? The other one, I forgot his name. I think it started with an M. What's the other guy name? Clemson fans say I hate Notre Dame. Well, at least y'all get to play Notre Dame this season. I'd have loved to see Miami play Notre Dame. You know what would have been tough though? To play Florida State, then play Clemson, and then to have Notre Dame right behind them. That would have been a tough schedule for Miami. Okay, you say Don. All right, let me see what he looked like. Let me see who this kid is. Juan Mathis. Let me see what he about. Oh, man, Georgia ain't going to start him. I already know Georgia ain't starting him. He black. Georgia is not for to start this guy, man. Georgia fans will have a field day with Kirby Smart. Yeah, but that's I guess he's gonna be the backup quarterback for JT Daniels. But I don't think Georgia gonna start him. Right now I don't even think does he really have much experience at Georgia other than practice and all that. Did he ever call in his? Did he ever taking his snaps? Yeah, this season the Gator schedule set them up. No way they lose 5 games, right? Like I said, it's tough to say that, but I mean, Slim Shady got his reasons for saying it, so we'll see. If they go 5-5, I will be laughing. I will make a video on it. Gator fans, they will come cuss me out and threaten my life, but I will drop a video on them. You say he got reps every practice. Where? Oh, you talking about practice? I was gonna play a clip of Allen Iverson telling you talking about practice, but I'm gonna leave that alone. That's what y'all been telling us. Hey, y'all talking about all this practice, do it on the field. That's what I'm gonna tell you now. We got to see what they do on the field. I think at least JT Daniels got some snaps at USC or whatever, but you got your quarterback situation is tough right now. Dude, like I said, JT Daniels is not cleared for contact. He's not medically cleared. So if it comes down to it, he got 3 weeks. If his situation ain't better in 3 weeks, Matthews will be y'all starting quarterback. So y'all have a inexperienced quarterback who never had any game time snaps. So it'll be tough. It'll be a tough year for Georgia, unless he's just one of those, true freshmen that came out and did some amazing things, which, as according to y'all, the SEC is so strong that I doubt that he would come in and have that kind of impact. So we're starting more black quarterbacks than y'all. Y'all start black quarterbacks when y'all ain't got no choice. That's when y'all start black quarterback. Hurricane Millie say Matthews is James Blackman's 2.0. He ain't playing. Man. Oh, speaking of James Blackman, That's Florida State starting quarterback this season. I think they back up. Well, the guy that was going up against him for starter, I think was Chuba Purdy, but I heard he got hurt in practice or whatever. So I guess they going with Blackman. That's who's in the chat right now. Sergeant AR-10, Rico, Sergeant AR-10, the guy that comment right above yours. That's the Georgia guy right there, Sergeant AR-10. Yeah, it said DJ Shockley was trash. What's going on, Mr. HD? All right, let's get off of Georgia. Get back into this Miami Hurricane stuff, man. Some of the now as a lot of y'all know, some of the guys that we recruited.
What if we got in that blender?
Some of the guys that we got coming in for 2021, I've been seeing some of their highlights from their high school games. Thomas Davis, he's doing great. He's a linebacker from Georgia. The one he committed to Miami, and I think Curtis. I think I've seen 2 highlights from Curtis, like running. Hold on, let me see if I can find it for y'all. I think Phil was the one that posted it on the Miami Hurricanes page, Facebook page. But dude left the whole team behind, bro. I'm talking about speed. Talking about pure speed at wide receiver. Yeah, let me see if I can find that video. I'll pull it up for y'all. But our kids looking good, man. All the kids that recruited, that committed for the 2021, they doing big things right now. High school football just started for most of them. And even that school, Venice, the one that the one that Jay Garcia went to, they got mollywopped the other day. I didn't see any snaps for Jake Garcia that game either. Man, where's this video? Why is it taking so long? Oh, there it is. Hey, thank you, Phil. I was looking for that too, man. Thank you. Hold on. Let me share that with everybody. Rico say Garcia trash. Nah, Garcia ain't trash, but you know, it is what it is. Here we go.
Speaking of playmakers, he's gone. A nice little screen underneath. Malik Curtis gets the Vikings onto the board here.
6. Malik Curtis.
And right back into it. Speaking of
I don't know
playmakers,
why it's playing so choppy.
a nice little screen underneath.
Man, that's what you call speed right there.
Onto the board here.
6.
Yeah, dude got some speed, man. Yo, what's going on, Curveball?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, like I said though, over the week, man, a lot of those guys that we recruit, they've been putting in work. For the next couple seasons, Miami gonna have some dogs, man. It's gonna be a lot of competition at a lot of positions. We building a depth. See, and even right now, to a lot of the scouts, they got their eye on De'Aaron King. It's gonna be tough, bro. They trying to say that he could possibly put up numbers like a Jalen Hurts or I don't. I think they're going a little bit over the top when they say Joe Burrow, but those are the names that they're mentioning him with. And what you call it, Major Applewhite. So De'Aaron King is getting a lot of NFL scouts, looking at him right now. So that'll be interesting to see, especially if he has a great season. It'll be crazy, man. T2Y, do you see Travis Benjamin's? I see when I'm in Belgrade, whenever Travis Benjamin is in Belgrade and I'm in Belgrade or whatever, if he's around, I see him. But him and my other classmate, Deontay Thompson, who Deontay went to he was a Florida Gator, and him and Damian Berry, they both played for the Ravens. They won Super Bowl rings with the Ravens. But I see those guys when I'm in Belgrade, but I'm not in Belgrade pretty often. But recently they did some like renovation to a couple of houses and stuff like that out in Pahokee. So, I did share that on my Facebook feed or whatever. Get them boys some good positive highlights. Yeah, but Travis Benjamin is a big name in Belgrade. He always come back Thanksgiving, give out turkeys, give out to families in need. Then when school time, he always give out, you know, school supplies to the kids, and like even the Glade Central Raiders and stuff like that, the high school he came from, he always give back to them. So Travis Benjamin is doing a lot of positive things in Belgrade and in Pahokee. Him and Deontay Thompson. Yeah, but every once in a blue moon, I'll run into Travis Benjamin. But it's different for me running into him than like a normal Miami Hurricane fan because I knew him. We took classes together, we played together, so I know him more than just a football player. I know him as somebody that I grew up with. So it's not the same me seeing him like a regular fan would see him. A regular fan would see him and be like, "Yo, let me get some pictures. Yo, this and that, blah blah blah." When I see him, it's just like, "Yo, what up, bro? Man, you doing good? Blah blah blah. Keep up the good work." That's it. Because to me, he's more than just a regular person. But when I see him, I see a regular person because we grew up together. And then let me see what else. Something else happened that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Trying to see if I can find it. 2021 recruiting class, Miami's still at number 8. The Florida Gators is at number 7. You know, maybe a week or two ago, Florida was at number 5, so they dropped down to 7. Some of those other schools are starting to get recruits, so a lot of kids are starting to, they starting to commit right now. So a lot of the schools in the top 10 going to change pretty soon. But Florida's dropped from number 5 to number 7. Miami's sitting right behind Florida. So with a couple more recruits, we'll probably pass Florida. And I don't know how much respect y'all give the Kurt Herbstreit, but he's picking Miami as his long shot playoff contender. So Kurt Herbstreit is pretty high on Miami this season. He think Miami is going to do pretty good. Might be able to get into the playoffs, but it's, like he said, it's going to be a long shot. He said, here, Green Man go again talking highly about Miami in the offseason. What do you want from me, boss? What do you want from me? What do you want me to say? Oh, Miami did terrible in the offseason? Because that would be a lie. What do you want me to say? Florida State looking great in the offseason? That would be a terrible lie. What else you want from me, man? What do you want from me? I'm sorry if we're doing good and I'm speaking highly about it. I'm sorry. I can't help that y'all ain't as good as us in the off season or in the regular season either. That's tough. Let me see what else we got going. What else we got going? I had something else. I can't find it. Oh yeah, 247 Sports had compiled Miami's top 50 ranking players. Like, so I guess they ranked the players against each other. So they put them in order from 50. I don't know if y'all want to run through all these names. Yeah, see, Slim say, I know what you mean. I was friends with Colin McCaffrey growing up. Yeah, I see. It's a different, like, if I were to go down to Miami and run into Ed Reed, I'll be like the total biggest fan. Like, yo, Ed Reed, blah, blah, blah. You mind taking a photo with me, man? You mind getting a little cameo? Tell people to go subscribe to T2Y or something like that. I'll be like a total fan. But with the people you grow up with, it's like I'm a fan, but I don't have to go that extra mile. Or it's not somebody that you've never seen in your life. Hold on. So basically, they rank Miami players. This is from 247 Sport. They rank Miami players from 50 to number 1. So I've never actually looked at this list. So I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. Yeah, see, Mr. Trill, he said this is the best offseason he's seen in a while. I mean, I feel bad for the Florida State fans, but hey, that's tough. We had a good offseason. Ain't no way around it. I don't know about that, but I guess I'll put it on the screen. I don't need none of that. Yeah, so basically what they did is they put Miami Hurricane players ranking from the top 50 players on our roster. So we're going to run through this real quick. I've never seen this list before. I never looked at it, so we're just going to go through it together. So at number 50, they got our punter, our kicker. Then at Number 49, they got our field goal kicker, the guy that we just got out of FIU. So the kicker Jose coming in at 49. Defensive back Brian Bullum, they got him at number 48. Now the second scrimmage around, he did pretty good. I think he had an interception, forced fumble, and a fumble recovery, and a total of seven tackles. Okay, so they got him at 48. Coming in at 47, you got Austin Cave. The linebacker, so we don't have pretty much much on him right now. We got O-line at number 46, O-line Jalen Rivers. Number 45, you got Williams. He's a defensive end. Number 44, you got Xavier Restrepo, if I'm saying his last name correct. I always stumble on that last name. But you got Xavier, wide receiver, number 44 on this list. Now, if you've seen any of his scrimmage, if you heard any of his scrimmage stats and seen any of the photos or the videos, then you know he's bound for greatness. I think, like I said before, I think he got that Braxton Berrios type feel to him, and he has the possibility of being even better than Braxton Berrios. So he'll be one of those wide receivers to look out for. I think this season he's gonna get a lot of snaps. Then you got Cleveland Reed at number 43, offensive lineman Cleveland Reed. Number 42 on this list, you got Keyshawn Smith, wide receiver Keyshawn Smith. Linebacker Avery Huff at number 41. Then you got number 40, defensive end. You got Jason. I'm trying to get down to like the top 10 to see who they think is like the best players on our team. Number 39, you got cornerback Christian Williams. Now, if you've been paying attention to any of my live shows in the past, then you see that we went through Christian Williams hurdle highlights from his high school. Dude is a beast, and he's speedy. He's fast, man. He can play corner. He can play safety. He can play wide receiver. Dude is an all-around athlete, but he's a cornerback listed. But he's on number 39 on this list. Then you got 38. You got Ja'Kai Clark. He's an O-line. A lot of our O-lines getting some rankings here. 37, I'm sorry. O-line Zion Nelson. 39 on that list. Number 36, D tackle. D tackle Holly. We got number 35. We got defensive tackle Jared Harrison Hunt. They do got a little like a little paragraph or two, telling you why these guys are here and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna read through 50 of them. So when we get to the top 10, then we could, go through a little bit of that. Hold on, let me check back in on the chat real quick. See how you guys are doing. Yeah, that's right. The depth chart will be dropping at 1, so we will basically know who's the starters and everything like that. Oh man, hot orange and green blood, man. Hey, who knows, bro? It's possible. Might not be realistic at the moment until we start seeing some play, but hey, it's possible though. And then Slim Shady say, "Stop it." Anyway, back to the list. Number 34 on the list, quarterback N'Kosi Perry. Then you got O-line Usman. This dude is somebody to look out for this season. Manny Diaz and the offensive staff been talking very highly of this dude. So y'all keep an eye out for him this season. Then you got linebacker Bradley Jennings at number 32. Defensive tackle Jordan Miller, 31 on the list. Cameron Williams, defensive end, number 30 on this list. Linebacker Sam Brooks coming in at 29. You got O-line John Campbell coming in at 28. Cornerback Takari coming in at 27. Number 26, Gilbert Fearson. They got him listed as striker. So I guess he'll be playing that striker position. But he's coming in at 26 on the list. Then you got another striker on here. So that's going to be something to look out for, man, that striker position this season. You got number 24, DJ Ivy, cornerback. Then 23, followed by another cornerback, Al Blaze Jr. '22 on the list, running back, Don Chaney. 21, you got defensive back, Amari Carter. 20 on the list, you got wide receiver Mark Pope. 19 on the list, you got D. Wiggins. 18 on the list, you got Jeremiah Payton. 17 on this list, you got Jonathan Ford. Number 16 on the list, you got Nesta Severa. Number 15, defensive end, Jafari Harvey. Number 14 on the list, you got Corey Gaynor. All right, so it's almost down to the top 10. Then you got O-line Jared Williams. Jared Williams out of Houston, transfer grad. Then number 12 on the list, you got running back Jalen Knighton. And all right, so number 11 on the list, you got Mike Harley. So here goes the top 10 players that on the Miami Hurricane roster right now. Starting at number 10, you got tight end Will Mallory. Linebacker Zach McLeod coming in at number 9. That's good to see we got linebackers doing great. DJ Scuffy at number 8. DB Bubba Bolden coming in at number 7. Cameron Harris at number 6, running back. Then you got number 5. You got Gervin Hall, defensive back. Coming in at number 4, you got defensive end Quincy Roche. I'm sorry. Number 3 on the list, you got defensive end Jalen Phillips. Man, it's gonna be crazy this season. And coming in at number 2, you got Brevin Jordan. So I'm pretty sure right now we could guess who's number 1. I'm just gonna go ahead and say De'Aaron King because I haven't called his name all through the whole thing. And yep, quarterback De'Aaron King is coming in at number 1, which he'll be wearing the number 1, and he'll be our starting quarterback now. On this list of top 50, what I've noticed is N'Kosi Perry was the only other quarterback on that list other than De'Aaron King. So I'm guessing that Perry will be the backup quarterback. Maybe Tyler Van Dyke or Tate Martell will be, third or one of them will be third and fourth strings. Hold on, let me check on the chat real quick. You say, who's our best punt returner? Right now, it's tough to say because I haven't seen any film or anything like that to say who's going to be our, punt returner at all. They haven't showed us nothing this offseason. We haven't seen nothing. Now, if I were to make a guess, I'd probably go with a guy like D. Wiggins, one of the wide receivers. But they haven't really showed us much this offseason to say that, hey, this guy's gonna be returning punts or returning kicks or not. So it's tough to say. We just have to make a guess. P2Y, they're not doing game week interview this week. I'm not sure if they're gonna do any more interviews. They have, like I said, they haven't updated us on any of this stuff. Normally, when we get them, it'll pop up on the app because we have, like, right now, if you had an insider or you had some kind of source that give you information with the Hurricanes, you have none of that this season. What they doing? They practice, they spring games and everything like that. Everybody, pretty much almost everybody is excluded unless you were on their staff or unless you're a source that they normally have in there that you work for the Miami Hurricanes. But no other outside source is really in there. So we don't really have much information. So when it comes down to who's returning kicks, that's something that we're going to find out game time, or unless they do press conference and Manny Diaz decides to tell us, what's going on, who he's got at, each position. But at 1 o'clock today, they will release the depth chart. So we'll know who's starting and we'll know who's in the backup. So we'll get an idea for that about 1 o'clock today. Let me see what else we got here. Thank you, Lil Leg Lou. Thank you for the sub, my guy. That's a funny name, Lil Leg Lou. That's crazy. Oh man. Orange and Green Blood say 11-0. Y'all telling him not to mix the Kool-Aid too well. I mean, hey man, it's possible, man. It's possible. You say I hear Pope doing good at punt returns. Yeah, like I said, right now it could be Pope, could be D. Wiggins, it could be a number of guys, but around 1 o'clock we'll find out. I doubt that I'll be on this live that long. I'm actually gonna put the link in the chat for people to come on in, and give their opinions on what they think is going on, how they feeling about the ESPN rankings and players rankings, and any other thing college football. Y'all can come in and talk about the Georgia Bulldog situation and all that. Whatever college football y'all feel like talking. But I'm going to put the link in the chat for that. What's going on, Dennis Wilson? How you doing, boss? Taz Lamb, how you doing, boss? Yeah, but the link is in the chat for anybody want to come in and give their thoughts and opinions on basically all the stuff we've been talking about this morning. You come on in and give your thoughts and opinions. How you feeling about pretty much everything? Hell, you can even talk about how you feel about the Florida Gators schedule. Okay, so they said, I'm very close to the team. I handle some of the paperwork for the athletic department. Sam Brooks will really impress everyone. Okay, that's good to know. I'm pretty high on Sam Brooks. I'm very interested to see what he's going to do this season. He's a pretty fast linebacker. I think he got more speed than our linebackers for the past couple seasons. So it should be interesting to see. If we beat Clemson, which we can do, people are going to change their minds. 11-0, depending on if we beat Clemson. So let's beat Clemson. That's simple. Hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with that, orange and green blood. Said nobody care about the Florida Salamanders. Laugh out loud. Oh man, what's going on, John Shields? Like I said, the link. I'm gonna put the link one more time in the chat. We've been on for an hour and a half now. I'm gonna put the link in the chat one more time. If anybody want to come on and give their thoughts and opinions, then you're more than happy to. The link is in the chat. Just click it and come on in. You don't have to come on with a camera, just, your mic, or if you want to come on with your camera, you can do so. It's up to you. But if you don't want to show your face, you don't have to. Thank you for the $5 donation, Dennis Wilson. He said 3 more days. Yes, sir, man. It's close, man. It's so close. I feel like anxiety is killing me right now, man. Every day I wake up, I'm like, it's one less day until the Miami Hurricanes hit the field. And then come Thursday, speaking of Thursday, what's going on, Slim Shady?
What's going on, boss?
All right, hold on. Let me tell you something. This Thursday, normally I go live on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. I'm going to push it back to 6 o'clock. So I'll come on live. We'll chop it up, talk score predictions again and stuff like that. And then I'm going to try to get off before 8 o'clock because I'm pretty sure that Coach Coop's going to do his live game or whatever. So he'll have links. He'll have links for you to watch the game. And for anybody else who watched my last live, if you got a Fire Stick and you did what I told you to do, then you'll have the ACC network for free, so you can watch that game for free. But if you can't find it or you can't watch it on your TV, then tune into Coach Coop live. He'll have links for you to watch the game, so you can do that. It's different ways to do it. And for those of you that has a PlayStation, if you go on PlayStation, go on the regular internet on your PlayStation, go to YouTube.com, go over to Coach Coop channel. You can click on the links on your PlayStation and watch the game full screen. So you don't have to watch it on your phone or on your laptop. You can watch it on your PlayStation or your Xbox or whatever, full screen, once you click on his links. But if you got a Fire Stick, you can watch it for free using the programs that I show you guys how to do on my Thursday live. What's going on, Slim?
Well, first of all, if you got a PlayStation, what are you doing with your life? Go get an Xbox.
Man, I don't have a dog in that fight because I've had PlayStation and I've had Xboxes, so I don't really have a dog if you ask. But at the moment, I do have a PS4.
I mean, I had a PlayStation back in the day, PlayStation 1 and 2. Then they come out with Xbox, and I ditched it.
Oh man, hey, my bad. I forgot to do this for Dennis Wilson. That's a touchdown for the channel. Thank you for the $5 donation, boss. Yeah, but yeah, how you feeling about the ESPN rankings?
Like I said, it don't bother me because of what they base them off of.
Yeah,
And based on last season, we lost a lot of starters. I expected it.
yeah. I honestly didn't expect Florida State to be so highly ranked at 16. I thought they probably would have been on there, maybe in the 20s. I thought Miami would have at least been in the 20s somewhere. But hey, that's the respect that we get from ESPN. But like you said, we know the factors that they put into making it, so it don't really bother me either.
Well, and let's be honest, when we start winning, go back to 2017, you start winning, Miami's all over ESPN.
Oh yeah. Oh, we know. Trust me, we know. ESPN know that Miami is a ratings it's a rating bait. You talk about the Miami Hurricanes, you're gonna get some people watching, whether it's to hate on us or our fans in general, because our fans is all over America.
Well, I mean, there's a reason that a lot of times, even if they're unranked, the Miami FSU game is still on prime time.
Yep.
I mean, it just always is.
Even last season when Miami was like 4-4, Florida State was 4-4, that game was still to be talked about.
That was the daytime game. That was you had your nighttime primetime game and your daytime. Now, obviously, they're going to be bumped to daytime when they're both unranked. And neither one of them got an excellent record. But what was it? It was 2017, I think it was. Maybe 2018. That was a primetime game. I mean, neither team was highly ranked. So they'll still put them in there. Now,
Hold on,
I'm going to give a little explanation.
Hold on, Slim. John said, them boys soft over on Turd Talent channel. He called me racist. Yeah, Turd Talent channel gets sensitive sometimes. If they talking FSU football and you come over there and you give them a little trolling, or you talk a little smack with them, they get sensitive.
Oh, they're almost as bad as Gators fans.
Yeah, they get sensitive. See, me, I don't care. They can come over here and talk all they trash all they want. I'll just talk trash right back to them. Or the guys in the chat, they could have a field day with them. Yeah,
now, I'm gonna give you an explanation as to why I say the Gators are gonna go 5-5. Because
I want to hear this one.
Well, I actually watched a bunch of their games last year because I'll watch college football games other than Miami. If there's a college football game on, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
You go back to when the Gators played Tennessee last year. Tennessee's defense was schooling them till three quarters till they run out of gas.
Right.
All Tennessee was missing an offense. You take the Kentucky game. They were losing to Kentucky at halftime. They were losing to Vanderbilt at halftime.
Damn. Those are the worst teams in the conference.
So you're going to tell me, and then with what we ended up with, we took them down to the wire, and you're going to tell me that's a legit top 10 team? You say so. They ain't done nothing to impress me. And I think a lot of it was luck. A lot of times the ball bounced their way. Kind of like the North Carolina game last year. The ball bounced their way. They won it. Well, Florida had a bunch of games go that way. Their luck's going to run out eventually. And it ain't been that long ago that it did. I mean, Florida's the one in the past, 6 or 7 years had a couple of 4-8 seasons. We did. I can't tell you the last time Miami went 4-8.
Yeah, Phil said we could have beat them, which was, we made a couple mistakes. We would have won that game.
You take away that fake punt that Dan Mullen pulled, and what was that, the first or second quarter? You take that away, make a field goal. We win the game.
Yeah. Knowing our kicker last year, man, we probably would have missed that field goal. We probably would have missed that field goal. I think dude was like 2 for 6.
He ended up something, but you know what? I'll put that game on him. After that game, when he's getting death threats, I don't expect him to make another kick because now everybody's in his head.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it was more after all those misses that he put up, the fans started, sending him death threats. But that's no excuse to send nobody no death threat. At the end of the day, that's still a human being. That's a child. That's a kid. That's, if you don't like them, leave them alone. That's it.
And there's a lot of kickers, college and pro, that choke on kicks in big games. And that it was a big game. That's why everybody remembers Adam Vinatieri. Because when the game was on the line, he didn't choke. And that's what he was known for.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it's a love-hate situation with some of the fans sometimes. I mean, look at N'Kosi Perry. Remember when he came out and came back and beat the brakes off Florida State? Everybody loved him. Now everybody's like, oh, we need to move on from Perry. He ain't it. That's how the fan base go.
Everybody loved him when he brought us back and won that Virginia Tech game single-handedly.
Yep. If we would have won that game against Virginia Tech, half of those fans would have been Perry fans all over again.
Now I'll say this for Perry. Stuff like the Pitt game where they ended up having to take him out because he just couldn't get anything going. You got to make the most of the opportunities you're given.
Right. I mean,
and that much I will put on him.
Yeah, he's been put in a lot of tough situations where they expect him to come in and be Superman, and sometimes it just don't work out.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much how they've been treating them lately. Now, I don't know if I've asked you this before, but do you think that if for some reason D'Eriq King come back next season, do you think Perry will transfer or you think he would stay? Because he's playing behind King this year. You think he'll do it another year?
I'm starting to wonder if he actually would transfer. I'm gonna be honest. If I was him, I'd have been gone by now.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jaron Williams. Jaron Williams saw the situation and he was like, you know what, I'm out. He knows he's not going to start. And
but that was Jaron Williams' MO from the very beginning. Remember, Mark Richt had to talk him into staying. He was going to transfer out after the 2018 year.
Yeah, I mean, they literally had to beg him to stay. That's how he ended up starting.
Pretty much. And I mean, don't get me wrong. He has all the talent in the world. He does. I know I talk to, Miami fans off here all the time that can't stand him. He's got all the talent in the world. He can make all the throws in the world. A lot of it is his own fault.
Yeah, I think I think he had put a sour taste in a lot of fans' mouth because, the reports are coming out that he had sex with one of his teammates' girlfriend.
I think it was Perry they said did that.
Yeah, Perry. That's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of fans got a bad taste in their mouth for Perry.
I don't even care about all that. So what? You got some. Who in college don't do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough though being in that same locker room, and
I
especially
get it, but I mean, then again, think back to when you were that age. You wasn't asking a girl if she had a boyfriend.
yeah. But I mean, I think in his situation, he knew.
Maybe I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. I can't
mean,
speak whether he knew or not.
I mean, we from a different generation, man. If a girl is choosing, then she choosing, then it is what it is. A lot of guys gonna be like, "Hey, she was right there. It was in front of me. I did what I had to do." But I mean, when you're in that same locker room as that person that you had sex with this girl and you all on the same team and you knew that was his girl and stuff, it's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough.
I can't disagree with that. But like I said, I wasn't there. I don't know if he actually knew. I don't know if he found out afterwards. I mean, hell, if you found out afterwards and it come out, well, hell, you can't really be mad at him. Be mad at her.
Say, look at Henry Lee wishing bad for our quarterback, shaking my head. He said King will get injured, Perry will play. Yeah. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Right now, we can't tell what's going to happen this season, whether it's injury or COVID-19. I'm hoping that King have a healthy season. I'm hoping that we blow out teams to where Perry can get some reps and some of the other guys too. But right now we can't tell nothing. We could just make predictions game by game, and then when the games happen, see what happened, see what we need to improve. Look at the other teams that we're playing against, what they're doing, and we can make comparisons and make predictions that way. But to make a whole season prediction, that's going to be tough this year.
The only two teams you could even come close to possibly doing that for are Alabama and Clemson because they're just absolutely loaded top to bottom.
Yeah. But, I mean, with Clemson, let's say we go into that Clemson game and they got like 3 or 4 of their starters on offense or even on defense that out with COVID for 2 weeks. That could be a whole game changer. Or if Miami has that many on, offense and defense, that could be a real game changer for either team.
I don't think it will be anywhere near as much for Clemson as it would be for Miami. Because and this is something I think a lot of people don't think about. Once you get down to number 2 and then number 3 on the depth chart is where you really see the difference between the players on Miami's roster and the players on Clemson's roster.
All right. Like that,
I'm a Miami fan all day, but Clemson's third deep on their depth chart is a lot better than our third deep on the depth chart.
Oh, definitely. They for the past couple of years, they've been getting all the recruits. I mean, top 5 guys, top star guys. Then you got top, guys in the nation, guys in their states. So Clemson is deep in depth chart. They're pretty much as deep as Georgia. But, I mean, they're better off than Miami at this moment. So it'll be tough to see if we can beat them. But that game will definitely measure up Miami against pretty much all the top 10 teams.
It will. And now, don't get me wrong. I think our defense can keep us in that game for the first half.
Yeah. It depends on how much points we can put up in that first half, too. Because if we could put up a lot of points and our defense could keep us in there and limit Clemson scoring, then we could have a dogfight to the end.
I mean, you could. I'd love to see it. I really would. I'm not betting mortgage on it.
The only thing I expect from the fans this season, man, if De'Aaron King go out there and throw a couple interceptions here and there, do not crucify him. Do not crucify him. Because that we do that to our quarterbacks every year. They go out and have a bad game here and there, and then the whole fan base turn on them. Put the other guy in. Put the other guy in.
Well, and here's my thing. Name me a quarterback any year, that doesn't throw an interception.
I can't. I
Because
can't.
it never happens.
Yeah, I'm saying, but if he goes out there and he throw a couple of interceptions here and there, y'all don't crucify him. Don't beg to put in the second guy and stuff like that. Let these guys fight it out, and if it's necessary to take him out and put in the other guy because he's just doing that bad, then let him do that. But don't crucify him.
And like I said, a lot of people say that I'm down on the team. I'm really not. I mean, I'm expecting them to have a better record than they had last year.
No, I don't think you down on the team. Me personally, from talking to you, I feel the pain that you feel throughout the year with the team. So I don't think you're really down on them. I mean, I might be a little bit more optimistic because I'm just that jolly kind of dude. But you've seen enough to say, you know what, I can look at it from both sides.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing: I think Derek King has the possibility to be everything he's built to be. But there's a lot of question marks hinging on that I think a lot of people overlook, and they just start hollering 11-0 because of what Derek King did in 2018. I mean, it's like I brought up the big dog one night. He blew out his knee at the end of 2018. We don't know if that same Derek King will ever take the field again.
Slim, John Shields say, you're right. Slim is right. Dabo say he'll bring 15 O-linemen on their road trips.
I'm sure. And see, here's the thing. Yes, they're starting, or you have 4 new starters along the offensive line, but each of those guys that are going to be the 4 new starters all had considerable play time last year.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Clemson got a lot of talent and they got a lot of experience. And they got a lot of backups that could be starters. So they got us in pretty much almost all positions. Because they have more proven players than we do. We haven't seen much other than our practices and our scrimmages and stuff like that. Most of the guys on our squad right now is not proven. So that's why they highly favored, and that's why they number 1 in the country. So if Miami's going to pull that off, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be down to the end. Clemson going to have to make some mistakes, and Miami going to have to capitalize on them. And we're going to have to limit our mistakes too.
Now, what you just said about mistakes, Thursday night, we're going to see plenty of them. That game's going to be ugly. That game's going to be sloppy because You're talking a new offense with, putting it nicely, a very shortened offseason to prepare a new offense.
Right.
And that was, everybody, you were talking about UAB's game against Central Arkansas the other night. That was their first game. Ours is going to look a lot like it at first.
Yeah, they did look terrible, man. I ain't going to lie. Them three turnovers lead to 21 points. Man. Then they let Central Arkansas stuck around. But I think, you're right on that. I think we'll come out pretty slow, looking pretty sloppy. But I think towards like maybe the end of the second quarter, third and fourth quarter, we'll come out and, start hammering away at them.
I think you're absolutely right. I think you're going to see a lot of penalties start the game off, especially if he's trying to run real fast, which I doubt he even will in that game. I don't think he'll be trying to run at blazing speed in that game, but you'll still see a lot of false start penalties, illegal motions, stuff like that.
Probably a couple of holding in there.
No, you're going to have plenty of them. I mean, the old saying's true. You could call a holding penalty literally on every play. It's just they choose to let some of them go.
863 says 38-7. What's your score prediction on that game?
I I think the defense can hold them to 7, absolutely. I want to see 35, but, I mean, to add a field goal in there wouldn't be unreasonable either. That sounds about right.
Yeah, about 38. Mine was 45-13. I gave them a touchdown and 2 field goals. But I gave Miami 45. John Shields coming in at 41-20. I don't think they scored 20 points on us. Possible, but I don't think it'll happen.
No, because I think the defense is going to be better this year than it was last year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, considering what they lost, props to Blake Baker for keeping them in the top 15. I still want to see a little improvement out of him because his third down play calling left me scratching my head a few times last year, and some fourth down play calling.
Judge Juno says, could we stop Clemson's 3-1-7 defense? What you got on that?
Clemson's defense is good. I mean, a perfect example, look at the Ohio State game. Ohio State was probably the best offense except for LSU last year in the Power 5.
Yeah, Ohio State gave them a run. That game came down to the end. So if you're going to basically stop their offense and stuff, you got to play a game similar to what Ohio State did, but you got to be a little bit better. And you got to hope that Clemson makes some mistakes.
Well, and they're going to need, now that Greg Rousseau opted out, somebody on that D-line is going to have to step up.
Yeah. Right now, I think Jalen Phillips, they very high on Jalen Phillips. He's been showing that Greg Rousseau type, defensive end type play. So they might have replaced, Rousseau with Jalen. And we do got Roche from Temple, who, had a pretty great season last season too. But we got to keep in mind that was Temple. He had 13 sacks for them, but we got to keep that in mind. It was Temple. So, but he looking pretty good in scrimmages, and he looking pretty good in practice and everything. So, I'm still high on them.
Yeah, and that's why I still say there's, and that's been one of my arguments against Derek King. It was Houston.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not gonna rule him out, because you've seen, non-Power 5 teams do it and compete head-to-head against even really good Power 5 teams. The problem I ran into when I started looking into Houston's schedule from 2018, they went 8-5 that year. All right, they were like the third or fourth best team in the conference.
Right.
That was still a UCF-dominated UCF and Memphis was the conference championship. Those two were still on top.
Yeah, no, SMU didn't look too bad either.
No, they didn't. As a matter of fact, I think last year SMU beat out Houston.
Yeah.
Or it might have been 2018 too. I don't remember, but I know last year they did.
Yeah, they beat them in 2018 too. That's one of the reasons playing against Derek King. That's one of the reasons why Reed Lashley wanted him so bad when he hit that portal.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. But, I mean, that was kind of my point that, as good as he was in Houston in 2018, you're talking the fourth best offense in that conference. Because that conference is full of nothing but offenses. All of them got defenses like Swiss cheese. I mean, everybody saw UCF play. They couldn't stop nobody. They would just score 60 on everybody.
Jordan says if Miami wants to keep up with Clemson, they have to take advantage of our inexperienced offensive line. Other than Jack Carmen, we're new starters on the line. So they only got one returning offensive line with experience. So, I mean,
they got one starter coming back, but the word starter, especially along the offensive and defensive line in this day and age, doesn't mean a whole lot. because they're constantly rotating people in and out,
Right.
and that's every team.
And that's what you're gonna see with Miami a lot on the offense and defense. A lot of rotations, a lot of substitutions.
And Manny's been doing that. I grant that, yeah.
So a lot of the guys that it's not gonna be like where you have Quarterman and Shaq in all the time. It's gonna be different linebackers coming in and out. So a lot of guys will get some play time, and you'll eventually get to say, okay, this is our best guy, that is our best guy whenever they coming in. So you'll start to see packages where, you'll have the best guys in.
Now, maybe you can answer me a question. I've been trying to figure this out all off season. Where'd the hate for Shaq come from?
I think a lot of the fans starting to see speed from other guys that we have now, like Sam Brooks and McLeod and stuff like that. They're starting to see more speed from those guys. So a lot of the fans are saying that, these guys been on the team and they've been starting for so long that these other guys, we didn't get much of a chance to see what they could have did. They possibly could have been better. And plus, with the defense giving up points last season, that's where a lot of the hate is coming from. Me, I ain't got no hate for Shaq or Pickney. I think they did great for Miami. I mean, we wasn't the worst defense in the world because of them. And we've been in the top 15 defensive wise the whole time with them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So that's where a lot of the fans been getting the hate from. They were like, you know what? Maybe they've been holding back, faster guys on the defense.
Well, fast don't always mean better. Find me a play Shaq's not in on.
Right. But what they're looking at is like maybe Sam Brooks could have got there faster than Shaq would and stuff like that. But me personally, I ain't got no hate for none of the linebackers that we had. They did their job while they was there. They gone right now. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them.
I mean, to me, Shaq reminds me, you want to talk about the same type of player. Ray Lewis ain't setting no speed records, but find a play he's not in on.
Yeah, see, even Phil say they are more athletic than Shaq and Pitt.
I have no doubts of that. But Shaq's got the ball hawk instincts that they may or may not have. Shaq knows where that ball's going.
Yeah,
so he can make up for his lack of speed by knowing where it's going and jumping the route.
Yeah, he also made the final cut too for the Jaguars.
Dude, I feel bad for him. And the Jaguars are so dumb. I take advantage of it though, because they let go of Leonard Fournette. Oh my God, how you gonna let go of Leonard Fournette? But I'll show you him right there in Tampa Bay. Believe me.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm loving Tampa Bay. What they doing, man? Tampa Bay is on top of it. I'm not a Tampa Bay fan. I'm a Rams fan, but I love seeing what Tampa Bay doing this season. They going all in. They going all
really
in.
Are. And
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they win the Super Bowl this season. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't bet against if they can make it to the playoffs. I'm not betting against them.
Oh, I ain't betting against Brady regardless. I am not.
I never had any hate for Brady when he was at the Pats, man. A lot of people hated him just because he won.
The only way you get me to bet against Brady is if he goes to the Super Bowl and he's playing the Giants, and for some odd reason, the old Eli Manning is playing. If it's not that old Eli Manning, not the Eli Manning we know now, if it's that old Eli Manning, then I ain't betting at all.
Man, Eli wasn't even that good. He just had Plexico catching balls on his helmet.
Daddy, I come to bed.
Okay, go.
But my mommy gonna give me whooping.
No, she's not.
Yeah, my mommy.
Okay, go. Okay, go. Go. She ain't gonna get no whooping, girl. Go.
Yeah, she did that.
Oh my God, go sit down. Go.
That sounds just like my little girl.
Tell her if she give you whooping, I'm gonna get her whooping. How about that? Go. Oh, Phil said he just sent me the depth chart. Let me check the Facebook. So we might have the starters. We might have starters right now to take a look at, see what we gonna have. I thought they were supposed to drop it at 1 o'clock. I get they dropped it early.
Milo, give me whooping.
No, girl, go sit down. Oh man. Hold up. Let me see here. Okay, let me share that. I'm gonna have to blow it up too. Phil coming through. Yeah, I'm gonna have to blow that up. That's way too small right now. They're not even letting me blow it up the way I want to. I might have to just save it. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll save it and then I'll bring it up. So they released the depth chart, so we know what we're gonna have this season. Yeah, man, that's gonna be close.
You know, Sergeant AR-10 brought up a point in the chat earlier that a lot of people didn't like, but I think is a big contributing factor to Miami's problems over the past 15 or so years. And that's been quarterback play. And that's why I'm hoping De'Aaron King can kind of relieve that.
Yeah, I'm hoping King do a lot of things this season.
Well, he brought up a point, and he was going back and forth with Hurricane Millie, and it turned into, you know, what have the quarterbacks done in the NFL, and it brings up a point that I've brought up to other people. Miami hasn't had a quarterback take a snap in a regular season game in the NFL since Brock Berlin.
Yeah, true that. I seen and Brock Berlin didn't have that great of a NFL career either.
Well, let's be honest. He was with the Bears. A lot of quarterbacks didn't have great careers with the Bears.
All right, let's run through the let's run through this real quick. Where is it? Here we go. So it's probably hard for you guys to see, but starting quarterback, of course, De'Aaron King. Number 2 on the list, N'Kosi Perry, and behind Perry is Tyler Van Dyke. So Tate Martell didn't make the cut again.
Poor Tatum.
Starting running back. Starting running back, we got Cameron Harris. Number 2 is either Cheney or Knighton. They got an or, so they didn't specifically say which one's gonna be, second. So I'm guessing that's like a tie, and then 4th on there is Robert Burns. Receivers.
Somebody put in the chat earlier, Burns could have a breakout this year. It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, starting receiver is going to be D. Wiggins, Mark Pope, and Mike Harley. Second team is going to be Michael Redden, Jeremiah Payton, and Marshall Few. So third string is for Xavier. For everybody that was looking highly on Xavier, he's gonna be a third string. Him and Keyshawn Smith. Then tight end, Brevin Jordan, Will Mallory, and third will be Larry Hughes. Hamed Hodges, I'm sorry. Left tackle, John Campbell, he gonna start. Left guard, Usman gonna start. Center is gonna be Corey Gaynor. Right guard's gonna be DJ Scuffy. Left tackle is gonna be Jared Williams. On the defense, you got here we go. Defensive end, Jalen Phillips is gonna start, and on the other side is Quincy Roche. The defensive tackle, you got Jonathan Ford, and defensive tackle on the other side, you got Nesta Silvera. So those are the defensive line. Striker position. A lot of people is high on the striker position this season. They don't necessarily go. They got it either or, but it's gonna be Gilbert Fearson and Katria Smith. So it's an or right there. So either one of them possibly gonna start, but they got Fearson at the top of the list. Middle linebacker, Bradley Jennings Jr. Weak side linebacker, McLeod. So those are your starters. Middle linebacker, second string will be Sam Brooks. Weak side will be let's say I think it's Wayman Sneed. He'll be the second for the weak side. Cornerback, DJ Ivy. Safety Gervin Hall. Then the other side it'll be Amari Cooper or both of the both sides of the safety position. Bubba Bolden could start on either side, but on one side you're gonna have Gervin Hall, and then on the other side it's gonna be Amari Cooper. So right now you could see Bolden start, or you could see either one of those other guys start. But Bolden's gonna be on either side. Let me see where else we have here.
Corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run through the special teams, and I'm gonna go down the corner because I'm gonna have to move the room. So for kickoff, field goals, we got the new guy from FIU, Jose. That's a given. The punter, we already know. Long snapper, Clay James. The holder, for Jose is gonna be our punter. Return. Here we go. So here we go for the punt returns and the kickoff returns, because somebody was asking earlier. Mark Pope will be returning punts, and kickoff return, Mark Pope and Cameron Harrison will be in the back. And if one of them, their backups will be Mike Harley and Jalen Knighton. Okay, so let's do the zoom and move. Cornerback, we got Al Blaze Jr. on the other side, and his backup is Takari. And Christian Williams will back up DJ Ivy. So that's pretty much our starters and backups for the UAB game coming this Thursday.
And I had a thought just sitting here listening to that. I said something about Tate could be the holder for the place kicker as a joke. But you know what? If you ever want to run a fake field goal, that ain't a bad person to have hold the ball.
Yeah, but I think a lot of teams would catch on to it too fast. Like, hey, they got the quarterback that's a speed runner or whatever, that got pretty much speed. This might be a fake.
Yeah, but your backup quarterback is normally who holds the ball on field goals. So why not have a third string in there? And then if you do want to run a trick, you got somebody capable of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. What I'm gonna do for I'm gonna put that photo of the depth chart. I'm gonna put it in the community for anybody that wants to see it or didn't see it. So that'll be our those will be our starter for the UAB game. Now depending on how those guys do, it might stay like that. It might change. Who knows? But for right now, that's the starters. I think I've seen Sam McLeod start. Not McLeod. Sam Brooks starting at the beginning, but apparently not.
I think it's all going to depend on the formation they're running. I mean, if they're not going to be running the striker, Sam Brooks will be in, which I would rather see more of than not run the striker.
I didn't even see Tate Martell name on the whole list. Somebody was saying poor Tate.
Poor fellow. That's all right. He got that fine ass blonde to console him.
Hey man, if he keep not making it on the team, he might not have it pretty soon. if Perry get a couple play time, he might go visit her. Oh man, let me stop.
Oh Lord, say it ain't so.
Oh man, he was saying who's quarterback number 2, N'Kosi Perry quarterback number 2. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat.
I'm for real about Tate being the holder for the ball, though. I like having
that will give us some options.
Trick plays.
That will give us a lot of options. Especially if we get a bad snap, he could pick it up and do something.
And I'm a fan of trick plays. I love them. I love seeing them. I love it when a coach pulls them out when nobody's expecting them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to read through all these, scan through all the comments.
I do want to see more of Sam Brooks on the field, less of them running that striker like they did in 18 and 19. I'd like to see them go more back to what they were doing in 2017, running more of a traditional 4-3 aggressive defense.
Why you here and like mine? Ivana, why do I home? Ivana, why do I home?
Oh, Taz Haitian Kane said that will be history. I'm guessing he's talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is the Super Bowl being played in Tampa this year?
Yes, sir, it is.
Oh man, yeah. If they win a Super Bowl at home,
Tom Brady wants to be the first team to win a Super Bowl in their own home stadium.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brady about to make all kind of history. First quarterback to do that. Not only will he be the GOAT, he'll be in the history books forever. I mean, he's gonna be in the history book regardless, but that's just gonna be something very significant.
Oh yeah.
When Brady, if somewhere near in the future somebody say win 7 rings like he did, and they talking about how they do Jordan and LeBron, then Brady could at least say, "Hey, I was the first to do this."
Yeah, but Phil Jackson's still gonna be sitting there with 11.
Oh man, Phil Jackson is the GOAT when it comes to coach. Dennis say, "Damn, take 4th string." They didn't say anything about Mataka, so who knows? He might be 5th string.
I know Uncle Lou, he can have him. They need a quarterback.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's gonna be an interesting season, man. You say, where is Avery Huff? Hold on, let me take a look at that list again.
Yeah, you talking about JT Daniels? His rushing yards look just like old Jack Fromm's. He got about negative 140 rushing yards at USC.
Avery Huff. Trying to see where Avery Huff is. Avery Huff is a 3rd string weak side linebacker. He's 3rd string on that list. Dang. I think a lot of people had a lot of hype on Avery Huff this season too.
Well, that don't mean he's not going to play. It's like we were talking about earlier. way they rotate players in and out.
Yeah, but
The
Avery
work
Huff,
harder just doesn't mean much.
yeah, they got to look at it too. He's just a freshman.
Yeah.
He's just a freshman. So a lot of these guys, Zach McLeod is a senior, and you got Wayman Sneed. He's a junior. They're starting over him. So at the end of the day,
And just think, this year's a gimme. Zach McLeod could come back next year if his draft stock still ain't that high up.
Yeah, I think this season what we're gonna end up seeing is a lot of players that basically, this season would probably be their last. They're gonna get a lot more playing time. They're gonna, at least try to help them build a tape, especially like the seniors, but they all could come back next season. But I think right now they're gonna try to help them to build a tape so, they could at least try to have an NFL future.
I mean, short of Heisman,
You going in?
Would be back next year.
You going in and out?
Scouts are looking at him.
When I close that, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, you going in and out.
And I want that.
Yeah, depth chart will change during the season. From what I'm thinking is Miami's going to try to play their best players at each position. So depth chart definitely will change.
No, what I was saying is you were talking about a bunch of scouts were looking at De'Aaron King. I think short of having a Heisman-like season, he'll be back next year. Because they were looking at him as a wide receiver, not a quarterback.
I mean, the only way I see him not coming back is if he's projected to be in, a quarterback pick in the first or second round. If they project him to be picked around there, or maybe even third round, I think he goes. But if he's not projected anywhere in the top, 3 or so, I think he'll probably come back. That'll be some questions for the rest of like a guy like N'Kosi Perry and Tate Martell. $2 donation from Joseph Holmes. He says, sleeping on Jennings, I see. I ain't sleeping on nobody, boss. I mean, it's just surprising that we don't see Avery Huff, but it's what it is, man. That's a touchdown for the channel. Thank you for the $2 donation, boss. That's a Miami Hurricane touchdown, baby.
And that's why I say, short of a Heisman-like season, because that's what I think it would take for De'Aaron King to go that high as a quarterback. Because right now he's projected, second or third round, but as a wide receiver. They ain't been looking at him as a quarterback.
McTavish Robinson says Miami needs to beat UAB by 20. I'm guessing he say wants to challenge FSU. We're not worrying about FSU, bro. Y'all are in a worse predicament than we do. If y'all play UAB right now, y'all probably will lose to them. I'm just saying, man. I'll be taking shots at Miami. I'm gonna take some shots back.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. And I mean, the trend tends to go, and that's why I wasn't surprised about last year. The trend tends to go when you bring in a new head coach, you have a worse record than you did the year before.
All right. Oh, we definitely proved that. We definitely did.
Look at any team. Look at when Dabo took over Clemson.
You going in and out, man.
And Orgeron took over at LSU.
Yeah, you were going in and out the whole time.
My bad. I was in a jacked up spot.
Hey, 863 say challenge who? Get the F up out of here. Man, I'm telling you though, bro, we ain't got no fear for Florida State.
Daddy.
Trust me, for the past 3 seasons, y'all been way worse than we have.
Daddy.
With way more talent than we have too. That's a shame.
Daddy, you're being get hot.
Hmm?
You're being get hot.
Go play with mommy. Go.
Now I give FSU this much. From the rumors I hear, they're finally starting to learn. I heard they got that white guy off the horse and they get an exchange student from India.
He's getting an Indian from India.
So at least they're on the right track.
Oh man. Oh my God. Florida State in that and they Indian situation. You think they'll be able to get an Indian from right there in Tallahassee, but I guess India would work.
They said it's the best they got right now.
Oh man, Orange and Green Blood say FSU lost their scrimmage game. Oh God, they about to clown Florida State up in here. You see what started McTavius. Mr. HD say pull up the depth chart, no surprise. Yeah, we just got done going through the whole depth chart. Mr. HD, we just went through the whole depth chart. Phil DeCane had sent me the depth chart, and we just went through it. So, man, a lot of these positions was hold on, let me drop the link in the chat. A lot of these positions that we thought certain guys was going to didn't work out that way, and some of the other positions we was correct on. But a lot of guys on that depth chart, man, they got a lot to prove. Just because they first and second string doesn't necessarily mean that's where they're gonna be the whole season. It's just for the first game, so keep that in mind. Yeah, but the link is in the chat, Phil, if you want to come in and say something, because I see you just asked for the link.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. You're right about the depth chart, except I don't want to see a change as far as the O-line goes.
Yeah, you going in and out again. You going in and out again, Slim. Everything you were saying about the depth chart, we couldn't hear.
Yo,
what's going on, Phil? Yeah, we can hear you. So how you feel about that depth chart, Phil?
I feel like it's there's no problem with it. I mean, I would have thought that Xavier Restrepo would have been like second string, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with the depth chart that we have.
What about the linebacker position? How you feeling about Avery Huff?
That was well expected. I would have at least expected Avery Huff to be a second string. But Wayman Steed he's a sleeper also. I mean, he was a thumper that came out of Miami also. You feel me? So I don't see no problem with him being able to take some second strings to snaps, and allow Avery Huff to get better.
Yeah, how you feeling about Sam Brooks being second string?
Sam Brooks is gonna be able to get in and play. Like Slim Shady was saying, Sam Brooks is a more athletic. Well, he's just as fast as Zach McLeod, I believe, or maybe faster. But he definitely will be able to get in the game and produce for the team.
Yeah, Hurricane Logan says, bro, you seen the depth chart? Sam Brook is not number 2. Sam Brook, I ain't feeling that. Yeah. I mean, it's tough, man, but we haven't seen any videos the scrimmages or anything like that. So we don't know why they chose Jennings over Sam Brooks. But right now, like I said, the depth chart during the season it'll change. But whether Jennings get better or Sam Brooks, gets better. Right now, we don't know. But I mean, whatever they saw to make Jennings start, then we just gonna have to rely on that whenever they give us that information. Yeah, Logan ain't too happy about Sam Brooks not starting.
I mean,
Cynthia said it is what it is. Tate wants his degree from the University of Miami, which is a very great on his resume and research. I mean, at this moment, if Tate wants a future in football, he's gonna have to leave Miami. But if he's just there for the academical scholarship and to get a degree, then hey, stay where you at. Purple Pill says Jimmy Johnson's state of mind. Yeah, I don't get where you're going with that. Might have to elaborate in the chat. What's going on, family? How you doing? Vicken, how you doing, boss? I'm just saying, man, we saw how the depth chart worked last year. Yeah, well, like I said, in the season when the season starts and these guys start getting reps in and getting some snaps, then we'll figure out, watching when they substitute, who plays better, who's more rare, who's more elusive and stuff like that. But as of right now, we just got to go by the depth chart that been given us by the coaches that have been watching these guys play over the summer, watching them practice over the summer. As fans, we haven't had much to look at this season. This season's been different. We haven't had much sources to go into these practice and get us any videos or any film or anything like that so we could see what's going on. So this season is one of those where the depth chart is out and you just got to trust the coaches. Mr. HD say we watching Coach Diaz press conference. Let me check and see if they posted it because normally when they post these press conference, it'll be on Inside the U. So let me go ahead and check on that to see if they posted anything yet, or it'll pop up on the Miami Hurricane app. So yeah, as of right now, we have no press conference or anything like that. Oh, actually, Manny Diaz is live as we speak. I don't know if they finished it yet, but he was live. They just said Manny was live, so. Yeah, they say Manny Diaz was just live on the app, but I'm looking right now and I don't see it. Yeah, they're not showing it right now, but I'm pretty sure once the video uploads, then we'll be able to see what Manny had to say about the depth chart and why they made the decisions that they made at certain positions. But right now, it's not showing. It did give a notification saying that he was live.
Yeah, it said due to technical difficulties, they will not be streaming Coach's presser, but they will be available on YouTube afterwards.
Yeah, so if you guys are subscribed to Inside the U, most likely maybe an hour or two, or whenever they decide to post, whenever the interview is over and they condense the video, then they'll put it on Inside the U YouTube channel, and you guys can watch it from there and pretty much see why he made the decisions that he made. But the
All I
depth
know
chart,
is Manny better have an apology for Logan, otherwise we might have a problem.
yeah, Logan ain't too happy with that Sam Brooks decision, man. Oh, thank you for that, Cynthia, man. Cynthia, you must be watching the show from a little bit behind. 'Cause, she hasn't been on the screen for a good 10 minutes now. Tatiana, be quiet.
Man, FSU is a dumpster on fire right now. Their starting running back is like 5'8". The guy that transferred in, I think his name is Joshua Corbin. He wears number 0. He didn't even like take over the starter position job. They don't have no running backs. They barely have any tight ends, and I just know we're gonna blow them out when that time comes.
Yeah, it was Sergeant AR3. We played Florida State week 3, not 2, week 3. We played Louisville on week 2.
Speaking of Louisville, a little 5'8" running back might not be all that bad, because that kid, Tutu Atwell, they had at Louisville last year. Boy, somebody better trip up that little bastard.
That's FSU. FSU.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, you can get a little short running back like that, can be very hard to tackle.
Yeah, Purple Pill said, Manny is not my type of coach. I mean, right now, we just got to give Manny a chance to see what he's doing, man. It is what it is. He's just in his second year. I mean, it is what it is. Right now, we just got to trust Manny on, the decisions that he's made for starters and everything. I'm pretty sure that, all his defensive coaches, all his staff, they all, came together and come up with the decisions. I'm pretty sure Manny wasn't the one that said, all right, this guy going to start, that guy going to start, this guy. I'm pretty sure all those guys had their input. But, yeah, man, for anybody that did they post it on for anybody that wants to see what the depth chart is going to look like, y'all could go on to the app. If you have an Android phone, download the Miami Hurricane app. If you have a Apple iPhone, download the Miami Hurricane app, and you can see the depth chart up close and personal. You can look through it and see who's starting, who's third string, and all that for yourself. And I mean, like I said, most of the guys that we was highly thinking that probably would start or even be second string, it don't turn out to be that way. But they got all season. They got games to prove themselves. Sergeant AR10 say Louisville has no defense. Yeah, they proved that last season. Jared Williams threw 6 touchdowns on them. But hey, we can't go off just last year though. You got to look at where the improvements are coming in, because they are being ranked number 13 in the country by ESPN. Not that ESPN really means anything right now. And
let's be perfectly honest though, the only poll that's really going to matter is the playoff poll when it comes out.
Right. Rose say that clown talking about FSU doesn't have any running backs or tight end. Yeah, okay. I guess he talking about you, Phil.
Man, they don't. I'm looking at their depth chart right now. They don't got nothing over there, man.
All right, now hold on. Now you need to get Rose on here and let him go back and forth like me and Turn did about Tampa Bay.
I ain't gonna say nothing about Florida State until we play them. Until I see the tape on their players against the two teams that they played before us, Georgia Tech and who else do they play? I don't. I know they played third game, so we'll have some tape and see what they got going on in their positions.
I mean, they only have Georgia Tech. They have a bye, and then they play us.
Oh, that sucks for them. Kendall said, better get happy with Manny because he's going to be here a while. Pandemic equal job security unless somebody get deep pockets. Yeah, this season, nobody's going to hold this season against Manny. If you hold this season against Manny, then I don't know what to say. Especially if we have some, COVID problems where some kids get sick and be out for 2 weeks or so, especially like starters and key players. If you hold this season against Manny, man, I don't know what to tell you.
He don't care. He lose 3 games, he got to go.
Yeah, that's what some of us look at that. But if maybe 4 games, but he had a good 4 or 5 of his starters or key players out for COVID for 2 weeks at a time. I'm not going to just worry about COVID-19. You got to worry about injuries too. So if that's the case and Miami lose, 3 or 4 games because of injury and COVID, then I ain't gonna hold that against Manny. Now if we injuries, but you got to keep in mind also, not guys are signed on any dotted line or anything like that. But you got to keep that in mind too. 2021, Miami got a great recruiting class coming in. So if Manny does great this season, he could keep building off of it.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, what? You say Miami have 7 billionaires and 50 multimillionaires. Are we talking about boosters?
See, they're already keeping track of who can buy out his contract.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Miami has been down for a long time. So if Manny is the guy, I mean, give him 3 years. Give him 3 years. I say give him 4 to 5, but it ain't up to me. Because recruits are coming in. Give him 3 years and then evaluate him after that. I mean, if we fired every head coach the first year they did bad, we'll be replacing the coach every year. Say FSU always have running backs. Saban is a good coach. Dabo a great manager. Let me see what is it here. Why Miami fans so delusional? Like y'all didn't have the same record as FSU and Miami lost to the worst teams. Then look, we don't look at last season as what we're gonna do this season. Because if that's the case, then we're gonna beat y'all every season then. Because we lost to lesser teams than us. We lost to worse teams than us, and we still beat y'all. We didn't just beat y'all. We blew y'all out. We literally showed y'all couldn't do nothing last season. So if y'all looking at last season and comparing Miami to last season, then do the same for Florida State. Then that means y'all gonna have a worse season than we are. Or y'all probably have the same season we do, but we'll still beat y'all.
Man, our two teams are headed in two different directions.
Definitely. Off season, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of things starts in the off season. Depending on the improvements you make in the off season, the coaching, everything, players, everything, it starts in the off season. It starts at practice. It starts in these scrimmages. Unfortunately, we didn't have a spring game, but this is where those things start. It don't start game one. Our players got a whole playbook to learn. Our players got a whole different system. They got whole different coaches, that they did not have last season. So everything starts in the off season. We made a lot of improvement last season. The transfer portal, we the king. We've been the king in the transfer portal. We went and got a quarterback. We went and got an offensive lineman and some other positions, you name it. So we can't just go by last season. When you look at the ESPN rankings, they're going off of last season. Now, when games start being played and then, some of these teams start showing their true colors, then you can start making your predictions and, know what's going on. But right now, all of these are predictions. They're not solid. Everybody got a different prediction. ESPN is the only prediction I've seen that don't have Miami in the top 25. So it is what it is.
Did you see the highlight video?
What direction is Miami headed? You said, what direction is Miami headed in?
You already know we're going up.
We haven't been that great in the ACC. You're right about that. But y'all ain't been that great lately either. Y'all let Clemson come and take all your recruits and start building over there on the Atlantic side, and now they rule. Now they rule the Atlantic side. Right now they pretty much rule the whole ACC. So y'all ain't got much room to talk. They say definitely starting in the off season. I think review and conference after a scrimmage or practice, we didn't know who was the quarterback. We didn't know. Basically, yeah, we didn't know anything last season. Quarterback came down to the first game. We knew that Jaron Williams gonna start when it was time to play Florida. If you ask anybody last season, until they started Jaron Williams, it was between Jaron Williams, it was between N'Kosi Perry and Tate Martell. It was the whole quarterback battle. So we didn't know much last season. This season it's a little bit different. I think from the beginning of practice, we knew that Derek King was going to start. We pretty much, as a fan base, we figured out that N'Kosi Perry was going to back him up. We didn't know where Tate Martell or Tyler Van Dyke or Mataka would land, but we all had a feel for number 1 and 2. But some of those linebacker position, those, names like Sam Brooks, we all thought Sam Brooks would be a starter. But Avery Huff, we all thought he would be, better than a third string. But here we are. Right now, we just got to trust the coaches until we see what's on the field.
Just like what Thunderboy Kane said, he was like, "We've been on sanctions and fines, and that's why we took a decline. But we on the right now. That's the difference between us and FSU. At one point in time, we had a death penalty and we barely had enough players, to compete.
A lot of FSU fans, they try to neglect that. When they talk about the ACC and how long we've been in the ACC, they try to neglect all the sanctions and all the penalties and scholarships that we missed out on. They try to neglect that part. They try to make it seem like, Miami just been terrible with their regular recruiting and regular everything else. No, we've been on sanctions and all that. So it's going to be interesting now. Everything is clear at Miami. We ain't on no sanctions. We got enough scholarships to hand out and everything like that. So we can only build and rise moving forward.
Well, Podcone, that's where I'm going to disagree with you. Because, for one, they joined the ACC in 2004. Miami didn't even come under investigation until 2012.
Yeah, but you got to realize, too, we had a coach in Larry Coker who was going downhill. Then when we finally got rid of him and got Randy Shannon in, he didn't come in. And we all know the Al Golden situation, which, by the way, Al Golden sued Miami, and I think he was suing for $6 million, and they end up giving him $2 million. So that's another loss we gonna take right now. But I think they settled with him for $2 million because he was looking at breach of contract because Miami fired him when his contract was pretty much not up. So he won that suit for the $2 million, but I think he was hunting for $6 million.
Well, the $2 million is what they had already paid him. He was saying that he was owed $6 million, and the judge basically said no. You got $2 million going about your day.
Right.
Now, as far as those sanctions go, under that whole Nevin Shapiro thing, we literally got a slap on the wrist.
Oh, we definitely did.
They lost 3 scholarships a year for 3 years. That's it. The bowl bans, they did that to themselves. They self-imposed the bowl bans.
Yeah,
Now,
that's another thing too with Al Golden with the whole ACC because we gave up going to an ACC championship.
We did.
So that could have possibly, that could have possibly been an ACC championship for us. Right now, it's only a what if. So that with the Florida State fans who love to talk about the ACC championship, this or you haven't done anything in the ACC championship, it's coming, man. Be patient. Don't worry about Miami getting to the ACC championship. Y'all worry about getting to the ACC championship. Worry about Clemson.
They need to worry about a bowl game first.
What they fail to realize too is that Clemson, they play them every season. We don't play Clemson every season. We play Clemson once in the blue moon. I think it's like once every 6 years or something like that.
Yeah, we rotate opponents out of the other division because FSU we play 2 from the other division every year. FSU's one of them, and then we rotate the other one every year. Yeah, so with us and Clemson, we don't necessarily look at Clemson as an every year opponent unless we in the ACC championship with them. So y'all worry about y'all side of the division and let us worry about ours. Kendall said we only got a slap because they took so long. John Shields said that is where I will agree. That's what coaches were able to do.
T2Y, would you rather blow out Florida State and beat them with a wide right? I'll take the blowout all day, man. I'll take the blowout all day. I don't want them to have no talk. Oh, y'all only won because we missed a field goal, or y'all came down to the wire, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I want to blow their ass out. Blow them out. I don't want their fans to have nothing to talk about to try to doubt why we won. See, they fans can't say nothing about why they lost to us last season. Only thing they're going to say is Willie Taggart. That's it. They ain't got nothing else to say.
When I had a petition going to get him a lifetime contract too. I'm trying to keep that.
I think if Willie had enough time, because he did have some great recruits. I think if he had enough time, he probably could have done something. I don't know what it would have been, but he probably would have done something. It probably would have been maybe a 9-win season or something. SEC dog, subprime. If y'all win Ultimate Farming Soft Division, would y'all play the Taters? Oh my God. like I said, if we this season, it ain't even about division. It's about the top two teams in the ACC. That's it. So you ain't got to worry about the Postal or the Atlantic. You just got to be one of the top two teams to make the ACC championship. So whether it's us, Clemson, Notre Dame, and throw some other names in there, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, or even Florida State, you just got to be the top two teams in the ACC. That's who's gonna make it there. It ain't clear right now. Everybody would probably say Clemson's gonna be in that number one, and then the rest is optional. That's what they would say.
I mean, say what you want about the ACC being a soft schedule. They said that about Clemson a couple years ago when they beat the brakes off of Bama. A good team, still a good team.
Hey, you read that? You read that on the street, Slim Shady?
You know what to do about
Oh my God!
I think I still got the best one. What do you call a trailer park with a brick wall around it?
Oh man, no Camp Stadium. Oh God. Purple say UAB is a good team. They're not as terrible, but it's no excuse why we should not blow them out.
I'll put it like this. Miami is good, if not a better team than Tennessee. And Tennessee beat 37 last year.
NYC say, what's our preseason ranking? It's a lot of preseason rankings out there. If you want to base it off ESPN, then we're not ranked. But if you want to base it off CBS, Yahoo, and all them other guys that makes their preseason, then Miami's in the top 15 in one of them. Miami's in the top 20 in a couple other ones. But if you go and basically off ESPN, then we're not ranked. Say Miami hanging ACC banner like Georgia hanging national championship. But oh my God, why would y'all put us in the same category as Georgia? Now we never gonna win the ACC championship. He said, Miami hanging the ACC banners like Georgia hanging national titles banners. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. Aaron, well, I don't even know how to pronounce all that, but I'm just going with Aaron. Aaron, man, you terrible for that, boss. Has a chant. Did they do did they fix all the technical difficulties for the Miami the Manny Diaz press conference? Or did they post it on the inside of you? Let me double check. Slim, you still here?
Yes, sir, ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't post his they didn't post it. Let me check on the Miami Hurricane Twitter. Let me see if they posted on there. If not, then we're just gonna have to wait for it to come out.
Canes All Access may have it up.
Yeah, I'm about to check all of that.
I'm gonna disagree with something else you said a few minutes ago too, because you said something about give Manny 3 years. I think it's gonna take longer than that. To be perfectly honest with you. I mean, it took Nick Saban 3 years to win a national title at Alabama, And
No,
that's a proven head coach.
what I was saying was give him 3 years, and then after the 3 years, start evaluating him.
I got you.
Because the within the 3 years, it'll give him some time to actually start playing some of those recruits that he made.
I mean, really and truly, it was year 4 under Butch Davis before we really saw the results of it on the field.
Right. That's why even when
everybody remembers they were flying banners to get rid of him too.
That's why even with Willie Taggart, when they fired him so quick, I was like, well, they didn't give him a chance to play any of his recruits or any of his starters that he would have had. So, prematurely firing, Manny Diaz would be terrible. We'll be starting all over again. Yeah, nothing so far on the Manny Diaz press conference.
I mean, let's be honest, it's going to be a whole bunch of coach speak anyway. Getting straight out of a coach in a press conference like full feet.
Does anybody see the press conference anywhere? If you guys let me know, I'll pull it up. But so far I've been looking and I haven't found it anywhere. So if anybody in the chat that knows where it is or see it somewhere, let me know. I'll pull it all the way up. Yeah, man. But I'm telling you, man, I'm very highly interested on seeing where we're gonna be at this season, though.
Oh, I am too. I'm going to be watching that game Thursday very closely. I'm going to be watching the Louisville game very closely because I think those are two games that we should be able to win fairly easily. I mean, Louisville is going to be a little harder this year because it's going to be on the road, but I think that should still be a game that we can win fairly easily. Florida State should tell you where this team's at.
Okay,
and
so
Clemson will definitely give you an idea of where they are nationally.
So you got Kane for life. They said they had technical difficulties. They're gonna post it when it's over on Kane's All Access YouTube. So whenever they post it on Kane's All Access YouTube, then you'll be able to see what Miami has to say about starters, depth, maybe what happened in a couple of scrimmages and practices that led to this decision. So Kane's All Access YouTube.
And then Manny's apology letter for not starting Sam Brooks to Hurricane Logan.
Oh man, how do you think Logan's still up in here?
He, you know what Manny gonna tell him? Go cry on Tate Martell's shoulder. I want to hear it.
Yeah, man, Tate Martell, man. Oh my God, I think he should just. I swear, I think he should just wrap it up, man. Just wrap it up. At this moment,
he'd been in a better position this year if he had stuck with wide receiver last year instead of trying to move back to quarterback.
Yeah, I think he should have gave up on that quarterback position. If he was going to go after being a quarterback, he should have just transferred. A lot of people, gave what's his name, Jaron Williams, some slack for crying and leaving, but at the same time, he's got to do what's best for him because he know he weren't going to start over De'Aaron King. And at the same time, too, I've been hearing about Jaron Williams that he had some grade issues. So a lot of people have been wondering why he went from Miami to like one of those small schools is because he had some grade issues.
Because he's more worried about that bottle than he is the book.
Yeah, worried about that model too. I don't know if you've seen his girlfriend, but she's a model too. He's in the same predicament as Tate Martell.
I ain't seen his old lady, but he probably done lost her now that he's gone. Because Show wasn't with him for his hairstyle. I can promise you that.
Somebody was saying that when he left Miami, he should have took his barber with him. Man, I almost died laughing when I heard that.
And I think the problem was he didn't have one.
Let me see if they have any pictures. Because last time, I still follow him on Instagram, so he didn't have any changes to the girlfriend situation. Yeah, he didn't make any change to the girlfriend situation, so it'll be interesting to see.
Maybe she actually does love his hairstyle. I don't know.
Dang. Is that hard to find him? Yeah, I can't even find him on the computer. I'd have to find him on the phone. I was trying to find him on the computer so y'all could get a better look at what he's working with. She's a nice looking girl, man.
Old Tate should have stuck at wide receiver. That way his old lady could have said that she's dating the next Julian Edelman or something. They built about the same.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, Jaron Williams don't kick me off his Instagram. Well, he ain't kicked me off. He put it on private because I wasn't subscribed to him. I usually just click on him or whatever. But now you got to request to basically, see anything on his page. Yeah, that's tough. ACC.
When you at Garden State Community College with no girlfriend and a fucked up hairdo, yeah, I put my Instagram on private too.
I think probably what happened is because he did an interview that went basically was telling talking about why he's where he at right now. He didn't talk no trash on Miami, but I'm thinking a lot of fans probably went and told him about himself, like, you went from here to there, kind of thing. He probably got tired of it to where now he puts it private. So, if you send him a friend request and he see you're a Hurricane fan, he might not accept you.
Hell no, he ain't going to.
Like, man, these guys been giving me a lot of crap. I don't need to be doing all that. Hold on, let me see. Come to think about it, let me see. Probably Google. Somebody probably put it on Google. That's crazy. Let me show you what happened. You see how crazy this world is? I typed in Jaron Williams' girlfriend on Google. And this is what they showed me, Slim Shady. As you can see, I typed in Jaron Williams' girlfriend, right? And all you see is Tate Martell and his girlfriend up there. Man, Google is a trip. I don't see one Jaron Williams' girlfriend picture popped up. But you see a ton of Tate Martells up there.
Well, that's gonna make him even more depressed.
See, this why he fourth string or fifth string right now. He can't help himself.
Man, you know what? If I was laying next to that tonight, I'd be all right being fifth string too.
My boy's in love, man. That's tough. But that's funny when you type in Jaron Williams' girlfriend, you find Tate Martell. That's crazy. Man, I've been on here for about 3 hours, man. I think I'm about to wrap it up. Man, thank you, Slim, for coming through. like I
Boss,
said,
I appreciate you letting me on.
anytime, boss. Anytime. I'll holler at you later. I'm about to wrap this up.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna finish this drive, head on to the house.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yes, sir. Y'all be good.
All right, so there you guys have it, man. Miami released a depth chart. Some of the players that we thought probably would have been, first string, maybe second, didn't quite make it that way. Xavier, Sam Brooks, couple names, Avery Huff, didn't quite pin it out like that. Some things that we did see happening, N'Kosi Perry being second back up to De'Aaron King. You got Tyler Van Dyke, third string on the list. Tate Martell nowhere to be found, so we don't know if he's even fourth or fifth behind Mataka, or it could be fourth string, or it could be, he could be working as a receiver. Right now we have nothing on Tate Martell, so that's tough. But the game come on Thursday night, 8 o'clock, ACC Network, or maybe ESPN, depending on how, the basketball games are doing. So if you don't have the ACC Network, if you have a Fire Stick, I could tell you how to, get the ACC Network for free on your Fire Stick. You free live TV on your Fire Stick. I could tell you how to do that. You could tune in on Thursday night at 8 o'clock to Coach Coop. Coach Coop will do the live shows, the watch party, and he'll have links in his description where you can click on the link and you can watch the games for free. That's another option. Or you could go to a bar or, whatever is open that you could find that, is going to play the game that has ACC Network. You could do that also. But anyways, guys, man, thank y'all for coming through. Make sure if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button for me on the way out. That's how we grow as a channel. That's how we grow as a community. Love you guys. Miami Hurricanes all day. Go Canes. For all my other guys for different teams in the chat, whatever team you may be for, the Florida Gators, the Georgia Bulldogs, Clemson Tigers, and whoever else is in the chat, y'all have a good day too. Anyways, guys, hey, love y'all, and I'm out.